What's up, Danny? Sorry. What's up?
I might get paid. I might get beat up. Yeah.
I know. I look at that. I got a flat on 140. Okay, you can tell us you got it. And trying to get the lug nut off. And then the jack split, but these guys had a floor jack. They were able to help me. I got help from that. They jacked it up and they changed it in court. We were in quick to be a match time.
Dave.
Hey, I'm Dave.
Horrible sight lines here. What? Horrible sight lines. The loop?
Yeah. We're walking over here from traffic. Really? Yeah. I need to leave them. Yeah. start till 7 or 6:05.
You need pregame ready? Can I
Got pregame.
stretch my leg?
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm just kind of looking out for Christopher. If you're just going to stand, yeah, just put the headphones on.
Audio. Audio, audio, audio.
Yeah.
Check.
From Lakewood High School, it is the district semifinals as the St. Edward Eagles get ready to take on the Middies of Midview. Hi again, everybody. I'm Adam Mendoza. Glad to have you along with Donnie O'Toole, as we get set for this district semifinal. The Eagles coming in winners against Berea Mid-Park, 80-51, and Midview comes in a winner, 69-53. Going to be a great atmosphere today, Donnie.
It's going to be a great atmosphere. You know, obviously we're at my alma mater, and I walked down the halls and I didn't see my jersey hanging, so I guess another year I'm not having my number retired, but I'll handle that at a different time. To the game, it's going to be great because this Midview is a very scrappy team. The little bit I know about them, they got some kids obviously who could shoot. They're not going to quit. They're going to give us everything we got tonight, and we got to play real well. I talk about it every year, Adam. I don't like the sight lines in this gym just because of the way the lighting is, and it's kind of hard to see the hoops on some of this, so it'll be interesting to see if we can make some adjustments to the sight lines.
Well, we had an opportunity to talk with Coach Flannery to get his thoughts about today's game. And welcome to the pregame show as we start the second season here. Adam Mendoza along with St. Edward head coach Eric Flannery. Coach, congratulations on the win the other night against Berea Mid-Park. Defense really was in their faces.
Yeah, we still got a ways to go. I mean, I thought it was an improvement. I thought we were more locked in defensively. Obviously, Berea made some big shots in the first half, but when you're running and jumping and doing those things, you're going to allow somebody to get open here and there, and Berea was just good enough in the first half to knock down some shots. But part of that philosophy is to wear them down, and I think that worked because the second half they struggled with similar shots. So I was proud of the fact that the way we came in, that we were locked in, focused. Berea, again, they were a solid team. It was in no way, shape, or form like a runaway type of game. They were a solid, great point guard and guys that can knock it down. So we feel very similar about tonight. We have a team that we think we're better than, but they have one really good player that is a little bit bigger, a little different, who can both go inside and out, and they can knock down threes. So if we allow them to be comfortable tonight, we're in for a game. But if we can get after them and make them uncomfortable, I like the way we're playing.
In the other game, Berea Mid-Park, zone defense, probably 90% of the time. How do you feel that the team did against the zone defense?
We were better. I mean, obviously when you make shots, it opens everything up. And I hate to say it's as simple as that, but at times it is. If you can knock down a couple threes, it opens up some gaps, it opens up the inside. I think we got to continue to focus on other things like offensive rebounding, like attacking the rim right from the beginning. We're going to see 90 to 99% zone tonight, so we have to obviously make a shot here or there, but be aggressive. Just make sure we're moving the basketball, taking good shots, and when you're not making shots, it doesn't allow you to set up your pressure and set some things up. So there's more to it than just knocking down a shot. You have to just be fully engaged. And it's all about tempo, it's all about pace, and we want the pace to be as fast as it can, especially early in the tournament here. And our goal is to try to create as much of that as we can.
I know you don't get a whole lot of time to look at the opponent, but what can you tell us about this squad here?
I mean, this time of year, we see a lot. I mean, we get film, as you know, from so many sources, and I probably, this time of year, get to the point where my eyes are bleeding because and you overanalyze everything. But similar to Bria Mid-Park, I don't have their names because I always go by numbers, but 2 and 3 both can handle the ball and shoot the 3. Number 20 is their stud, and we've definitely got to try to take him out of the game. Then they have some role players, again, that are solid. They play physical. They play zone 90% of their season, so we expect them to play it a ton tonight. They're going to run a little bit of that spread Princeton action, which is the one thing that scares you as a coach, because you can kill some clock, you can get some backdoor cuts, and so we've had a couple days focused on how we want to defend that and how we want to attack the zone. So if things go as what they typically do, I think we're prepared. I think we're ready. But when you have teenage guys coming into a game, you just never know what to expect.
Speaking of zone backdoor cuts, and I should have said this at the beginning of our talk, Coach, congratulations to your daughter in St. Joseph Academy. I actually watched that game last night on the internet, and their zone defense and then on their backdoor cuts, you've really got to give it up to those young ladies.
I'm so happy you mentioned it because it really was, first of all, congrats to St. Joe's. Karen Swanson-Hahn, the head coach over there, is doing a great job. A huge win. It's the furthest they've ever gone in school's history, making it to the regional final. They upset an undefeated number 2 team in the state in Akron-Hoban. If I'm being honest, I didn't think they had much of a chance going in, but again, being a coach, you always look for every angle. Just really proud. I mean, my daughter Abby, I got hats off. I told my family after the game that she was now the best Flannery basketball player because she just handled the press all night. She didn't turn the ball over. That's what our point guards are supposed to do. She's not going to be in the limelight of scoring points, but she did put in 9 points, which is huge for her. And just so proud of the girls. They deserve it like anybody, right? They work so hard. But from a parent's perspective, you see it firsthand. I don't think I've ever had that away from our own St. Ed's team. My daughter Grace played, but they never made a big tournament run. So I will admit to you and probably to the St. Joe's coaches, to their dismay. I was coaching a little bit last night. I usually never say a word, but with about 3 minutes to go in the game, I really got into it, and we're yelling out some instructions just out of habit. I hope they weren't offended by it, but they got the win. I'm excited. If we are fortunate enough to win and we never look forward tonight, we'll have a huge doubleheader on Saturday with a district final for us and a regional final for them, so I'm looking forward to that.
So Mama Flan didn't sit down, Eric, sit down.
Mama Flan did yell at me at one point, which again is never, people say that like, oh, they never, they're not bad. People always ask me like, how do you sit there so calm, don't say a word? Like I usually don't. I leave it up to the coaches and try to enjoy it. But when you get to this level and the play is so high and the stakes are so high, I think you just kind of get emotionally invested. And I would just admit I was emotional. My daughter was emotional after the game. It was pretty cool.
They were playing with house money.
They were. Those are the scary teams. And afterwards you talk to some parents too, and we went out and discussed the game a little bit afterwards. And I just said, this is our lives as coaches, and this is like, you guys are feeling this emotion, which is great, and we've experienced that, but a lot of times we're Akron-Hoban in these situations. We're the favorite. Everybody expects you to win. There's a lot of pressure involved in that, and that's why it is March Madness. You just don't we know we're probably a little bit of a favorite tonight, but I'm as nervous and as anxious for a game like tonight as I am any game, because the ball's got to go in the basket. You got referees involved. You got young men involved. You never know how the field's going to go. So happy for St. Joe's, and hopefully we can kind of match their run.
Now that we got that out of the way, and I really wanted to, I forgot. Normally I would start that at the beginning of the interview, but just great things, and it was great to watch the young ladies as we get back into this game. Your simple keys to this game.
Well, one, defensively, we got to keep the pressure up. The pace has to be key, both offensively and defensively. Even if they're back in a zone, I'm not going to mind a quick shot here or there just to keep the pace going. So pace is really important. Rebounding is going to be huge if we can get second and third opportunities against their zone and hold them to one. Obviously, shutting down number 20 for them is going to be key. And then finally, you got to make shots. So if we can make some shots, we'll be okay.
Where else can you get information about your game, information on a previous game, only on Coach Flannery's pregame show. Now, let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight.
All right. Once again, we got senior Michael Bove at the point, senior Miles Reynolds at the 2, senior Jair Knight at the 3, senior Zion Freer-Brown at the 4, and junior Cameron Grant at the 5.
Coach, good luck in tonight's game.
Thank you, Adam.
And thank you very much, Coach Flannery, having and spending that time. Once again, congratulations to St. Joseph Academy for that huge
I'm
win.
telling you, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's good for those girls. They've been working hard. A lot of off-season preparation. All the times, blood, sweat, and tears in the gym. All those hours and sacrifices paying off for them.
Donnie, you've been wanting to be on courtside. We are courtside here.
We are courtside. Love it.
At Lakewood High School.
I'm at home.
The Eagles in white, Midview in blue, and the Eagles will win the tap as they go right to left as we look at it here from Lakewood High School.
Yeah, looks like a 2-3 zone, matchup zone for Midview.
Well, Coach Flannery says they do like to go into the zone. The Eagles did a really good job last week against the zone against Berea Mid Park. Cam Grant with the basketball, working it to the right side.
And they're going to pack it in. Why wouldn't they?
Patience will be the name of the game, and quick passes as they work it inside, in the paint. Back out to Bova. Bova stopping, getting it over to Miles Reynolds. They'll reset the offense as they work to the left side. Looking to go in, and boy, they are really packing in the offense. And a turnover by St. Ed's, or they're going to say, yep, it'll be Midview basketball. 7:20 to go. The Eagles held it for 40 seconds on that possession. Midview coming up. Pressure by the Eagles. Basketball up top. Now they work it around to the left side as they get it to Gregory. He's the big man, Lorraine County Player of the Year. Ball almost stolen by the Eagles.
There's that swarming pressure defense.
Almost thrown out of bounds as they work it to the near side. Boy, there's a lot of mayhem on the floor as we look at it this close.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are up and down the line. There's a lot of defensive pressure here.
Trying to move the ball up top. They get it off to Gooch. Gooch now working it back up top to Runzer. Runzer trying to bounce pass. Coach Flannery says they like to work that Princeton offense. A lot of backdoor.
Yep.
Aiden Gregory with it inside the paint. Picking it back out with 6:24 to go in the opening quarter. Driving, throwing it up, no good. Rebounded by Hazard. Long three, up and missed, picked up by Jair Knight. Here come the Eagles, right to left. Miles Reynolds with the basketball. 2-3 zone defense again.
We can't let Midview get offensive rebounds like they just did there. Nice
Underneath,
pass.
they get it in to Cam Grant, his first 2 of the game.
Good look by Z right there. Full court pressure by the Eagles.
Gregory with the basketball, bringing it up. Got to watch the back door. Gregory driving, got it blocked. And it'll stay with Midview on the block by Cam Grant.
We staying in man here out of bounds, Adam? Looks like we're man.
Yep, we are man-to-man with 5:44 to go. Trying to get it inside. They work it back out on top. Gregory will get the basketball.
That's their player.
He is the Lorraine County Player of the Year. 2-0 St. Ed's with the lead. Ball stolen by
that's
Cam
a foul.
Grant.
Pushing him down. That's what we got to do. We got to bump this kid. We got to jam his cuts. Do a lot of physicality with them. And if we go through 2 or 3 guys to do that, then so be it. As long as we get in our rhythm.
Eagles leading it 2-0. Cam Grant over to Zion in the corner. Back out. Bounce pass. They work it around the perimeter. Jair Knight, open 3 on the wing. No good. Rebounded loose. And it'll be last touch by Cam Grant.
We got to get a little bit more active here. We got to unhitch the caboose. We got to come out of the gate a little quicker here. Full court pressure again by St. Ed's.
2-0 Eagles with the lead. They're putting full court pressure. Eagles defense really getting in your face. We saw that against Berea Mid Park.
I love that Z's on Gregory.
And there is a turnover. Off to Bova on the race, right of the lane, putting it up. Got blocked, and he goes down hard. but Jair Knight got the basket. Let's wait and see what the call is going to be. Foul is on 23 White. Or
20. What was that?
they're going to call the foul after the rebound on Zion. That's his first foul. Eagles again, full court pressure. This is a good matchup between Zion and Aiden Gregory.
This is a great matchup.
Long zip pass underneath. Block shot by Cam Grant, and we're going to have a foul underneath again on the Eagles. And the foul is on Cam Grant. Very physical game, Donnie, early on.
And we got to be physical, but the other thing is this is state playoffs now. We got to be able to play physical. We can't have, bodies are going to get hit. We're going to jam cuts, and we can't do any ticky-tack stuff.
And it worked. The student section of St. Ed's worked as Aiden Gregory missed the free throw.
Thank goodness there's no visual on that.
That's Gio Kennedy, the offensive lineman for the Eagles. And he gets the first one to fall through. 2-1 St. Ed's. Gregory picking up his first. He averages 22 points a game. The Eagles as a team shooting 51% from the floor. Jair Knight worth the basketball. Right side over to Bova. Back to the left to Brown. Again, 2-1-2 zone defense. Cam Grant kicking it out. Knight had the three, got it back into Grant, inside the paint, out to Reynolds, drives the lane, kicking it back out, knocked out of bounds by Midview. St. Ed's basketball.
So we're doing a good job being patient, but we got to get to those gaps like I talk about, and so they start to collapse. So when we kick it, the kick is open to the opposite side for the three-pointer.
2-1, St. Ed's with the lead. Bova will get the ball and bring it over the timeline. He'll call the play as the Middies back in that zone defense again. Working it into Brown, up top, inside the paint. Trying to get that to Grant, and he short-armed it. Boy, Gregory is throwing the elbows tonight. Hazard with a basketball against Bova. Trying to make a move to the left. Watch for the cut on the back door. Going in, back out, Runzer down the near sideline. Runzer getting it again. Back underneath, Hazard shot goes up and in. Michael Hazard with his first two. Midview leads it 3-2. 2-3 zone again. Eagles having to face it. I think the Eagles are going to be facing zone defense.
Oh, we won't see any man tonight.
Jair Knight with a basketball, getting it on the right side.
Yeah, we got to be a little bit more crisper, a little bit more sharp.
Reynolds, wing three, good.
Huge that he hits that. Huge for him.
5-3 St. Ed's. Miles Reynolds averaging 7.9. That's his 22nd three-pointer of the year. Eagles up 5-3. Long lead pass. Boy, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Midview basketball. Danny Lavelle and Dayon Solomon checking in for the Eagles. I have to get used to our new sight lines.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But one of the nice things we have here is we're able to make some substitutions to keep our guys fresh.
Ball taken away. There is a turnover. Here comes Bova up the middle. Bova in the lane against
to the lane, to the hole.
Bova makes it a 7-3 lead, and a timeout is called on the floor with 2:50 to go in the first quarter of play. Timeout is called. Eagles lead it 7-3. Tonight's game is brought to you by the St. Ed's Alumni Association, acting as a liaison between alumni and the school while fostering moral, spiritual, and financial support for the continued growth of St. Edward High School. Together, we are St. Ed's. 7-3 St. Ed's with the lead. Adam Mendoza, Donnie O'Toole, Christopher Mendoza up in the stands doing our camera work for us tonight. Your thoughts early on in this game?
Well, we're very patient. I mean, we're taking what they're giving us, and it's working for us right now. We just our big guys got to finish inside. When we get the ball in the post, we got to make great post moves so they collapse so we can kick it out. We're doing a good job of getting threes, and our defensive pressure, they have 2 turnovers already. So the more guys we get involved in the game, Adam, the more we can jam cuts, the more we can be physical with them and maybe tire them out. I like the full court pressure we're doing as well.
All right, it'll be full court press as Midview getting the inbound. They'll have the run of the baseline as they get it to Bryce Newton. As we said, Solomon and Lavelle into the game. Hazard with the basketball. Double team trying to go to the man. They get it out to Runzer. His three is good.
Can't run at jump shooters. Got to get it. Got to get a hand up.
7-6. Eagles with a 1-point lead. They'll have the basketball with 2:29 to go. What a fast-moving first quarter. Solomon with it on the wing, trying to step in, getting it to Grant at the foul line. Grant trying to battle his way in, out to Bova, drives the lane, and a foul will be called on Midview. And the foul.
Is that number 11? No,
No,
foul
number three. Bryce Newton getting called with the foul.
His first, team second, or team first.
Team fouls are on the other scoreboard to the right. Bova kicking it out. Camp Grant 3 on the baseline. Got it!
Huge hit. Man, if he can start hitting those all game long, we'll be in good shape.
Cam Grant with 3, or make it 5. He gives the Eagles a 10-6 lead. Midview facing full court pressure as Danahay comes in. Ball shot short.
Let's go.
Lavelle
Push it.
getting the ball. Lavelle off to Bova on the wing up top. You hear Coach Flannery saying move the ball. They get it into Cam Grant.
They're going to call him for travel.
And he traveled with the basketball. Boy, that middle just collapses quickly. Coach Flannery saying that he bobbled the basketball. Shouldn't have been a walk. You know, we're going to get more insight from Coach Flan being in front of us. Runzer with the basket, or Mike Newton with the basketball against Donahue. Now a double team. Trying to work it out on top. Left side, Plaz. Way off the mark, but an offensive rebound underneath. Partially blocked as they got it to Gregory. Gregory getting frustrated, but Camp Grant coming up with another block for St. Ed's.
Boy, he's playing it really well this first quarter.
Bova. Camp Grant on the baseline. Had a three-pointer the last time. Solomon with it as the Eagles work around the perimeter. Bova looking to go inside. He'll stop. Camp Grant, open three. No. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by the middies as they go left to right.
Under a minute.
Aiden Gregory with the basketball, averaging 22 points, only 1 point so far. Now they work it off to the left-hand side. Back up top over to Runzer. Bova on him. There's the steal by Dayon Solomon. He read it nicely, and he gets the layup.
Good job not going for the dunk, taking the layup, taking the for sure 2 points.
12-6 St. Ed's. Eagles putting a lot of pressure on Midview with 30 seconds to go. Getting the ball over to Newton. Newton up the middle. They work it to the left side. Gregory three, no good. Ball tapped up, missed again. Another one missed. Grant rebound, 2 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they got 5 offensive rebounds this quarter. Cannot happen.
12 seconds to go. Bova holds it out in between the circles. Bova trying to work it into the corner.
Flan's telling him to get the hand off him.
Bova, NBA three, and he went off the bank. He made a withdrawal as he banked that one home.
Hey, it counts. It counts.
He called his shot.
Hey. So 15-6, we're up 9 at the end of the first quarter. The game's a lot closer than the score indicates right now because Midview's probably missed, 4 or 5 bunnies?
Oh, easily.
So, I mean, that's a little bit changed. They're not going to miss those the whole game. So, A, we got to do a better job on the offensive rebounds, that they don't get offensive rebounds. And secondly, our defensive pressure's got to stay at the level it's at.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by St. Edward High School. For more information on any of the programs over at St. Ed's, the shadowing programs, you can contact the admissions department at SEHS.net. Adam Mendoza and Donnie O'Toole, so glad to have you along here on the Eagles Sports Network. What we're hoping for is a huge week of sports on the Eagles Sports Network tonight. Basketball, Saturday afternoon, regional hockey final between St. Ed's and St. Ignatius, with the winner going to the Frozen Four down in Columbus the following week.
Where's that game being played at?
That's at Brooklyn Recreation Center. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
John Coyne Center. So, Donnie, as we look at the second quarter, we get our starters. Actually, Jair Knight, Danahay, Solomon, Lavelle, and Wendell Henry out on the floor.
Like to see Wendell Henry up there because he's a guy who loves to compete. He's a guy who can change the tempo of a game. No one's going to want to bang with him, and he's going to attack the glass.
All right, they get the inbound, working it to Mark Reed. Mark Reed being hounded.
Oh, he traveled. He traveled.
Jump ball situation, and St. Ed basketball. I'm looking at Aiden Gregory, their main guy. I could just see the frustration.
That's
on
exactly
his
what
face.
you want to do. You want to frustrate him. You want to, hit, not, bump him when he walks by or cuts in front of you. You want to just be right on him so he's not comfortable.
Danahay back in the window, going into Lavelle.
There you
Lavelle
go.
with a strong move, can't get it. Offensive
There you go,
rebound.
Danny. Way to go, Danny.
Danny Lavelle with his first 2. He averages 3 a game, 17-6. Reed with the basketball, losing it. Eagles trying to save it out of bounds.
That's all right. Good hands. Good hands. We're getting deflections. We're getting tip balls. We love to get the 50-50 ball, but
You got to be impressed with this bench bunch that's out on the floor right now.
yeah, absolutely. And that's why Flant's staying with them right now.
Midview with the basketball, working against the man-to-man. Reed with it, way out on top. Has to get the ball away, and he does to Gregory. Gregory averaging
backdoor.
22 points. Off to the side, Plaz
Oh, he
almost
dragged
dragging
his
it. Aiden, fadeaway jumper, doesn't get it to roll. Lavelle with the rebound. Up the middle, he'll stop, lay it off to Solomon. Down to 7 minutes to go in the first half of action. Jair Knight on the right side, still in that zone defense by Midview, and good move there
Good
by
move by-
Danny Lavelle.
You see how he used his body to create the space, absorb the hit, and was able to finish.
Danny Lavelle with 4 points, 19-6. St. Ed's as Gregory brings it up with pressure. Gregory trying to get anything away as that ball is off to the left. No good
They
by
are ice
Runzer.
cold.
Off the Jair Knight. Jair Knight finger
To the
rolls
lane,
it
to the
in.
hole. Timeout. Timeout, Midview. Great run. Great run, boys.
Jair Knight with the finger roll, his first 2 of the game, and the Eagles out to a 21-6 lead as the Eagles are on. They are on a 14-0 run.
Yeah, Midview is ice cold right now from shooting, and, we've been through that.
Oh, yeah.
We've suffered through that. So, yeah, we have some empathy for them, but listen, we've been through that, and it could be sight lines that they're not used to, whatever it is. But our defensive pressure is creating us getting up and down the court so they can't settle in that 2-3 zone and get comfortable where we're starting to stretch them out a little bit by getting the ball inside. So we got to continue to do that.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Joyce Buick GMC,
Yes.
Chester Road and Avon. Upfront transparent pricing only at Joyce Buick GMC. Donnie, I think you know a little bit about Joyce
little bit.
Buick GMC.
Come see me out at Joyce. Call me
I will. Not for me.
for your daughter.
Yes.
He's got a Joyce car.
Oh. 6:29 to go. Eagles leading at 21-6, and a steal by Jair Knight.
But,
Get the layup.
it's all right. We're back in it. We're back in it.
Looking at Coach saying good job. Even though Jair, he had the open shot, one of the few. Good defense there by Brock Danahay. That's good defense
Yeah,
right
absolutely. We're up and down the line. We got deflections going. We're doing a good job.
there. All right, you heard Coach Flannery keep going strong now. Full court pressure being put on against Midview. Gregory trying to get it in, and he does, over to Runzer.
I got to think Midview hasn't seen this kind of pressure all year.
Good job as the Eagles cutting off. And I don't know, sometimes Coach Flann looks like he's coaching a little bit more, and he should be playing out on the floor.
Right.
Gregory trying to work his way in. And a foul on Jair Knight, I think. Jair Knight getting called with the foul. I'm going to have to agree with that. He got out on the grab.
He may have. Okay. I gave up swearing for Lunt.
Gregory throwing it up. Can't get a bucket. Again, Midview just not able to buy any shots as Lavelle had it. Got knocked out of bounds, and St. Ed's will recover. Now the original starters for the Eagles coming back out. It'll be Bova, Brown, Grant, and Reynolds.
Great minutes, guys. These guys did. It's a great minutes there.
And this is what I love about being on the floor next to the bench. We can see Coach Flannery saying good job.
Right.
And you get more of a feel of what's going on, even though I like their sight lines up high at St. Ed's.
No, you get more of a pulse on your your finger on the pulse of the game for sure.
Grant getting the ball in as they get it off to Brown, now to Bova. Bova in the lane, lost the handle of it, fights for it, still has it, getting it out to Jair Knight. Brown, sideline three, way off the mark and in. Basket's going to count for Zion Freer-Brown. And so is the basket going to count? Mark Reed getting
That's
called
a three,
for the
right?
foul. 3 or 2? All right, so it's a three-pointer, so it's now 24-6.
Yeah, there you go, Z.
Z coming in with a 5-point play.
That's just strength.
Eagles now .20 run.
20-0 run.
And they missed the free throw. Midview trying to bring it down. Gregory throwing it up. Nothing going. They must have missed their last 7, 8 shots.
Easily.
Bova with the basketball in the lane, going strong reverse layup. No, but he got fouled.
That's what he does. He sees what's given to him and he takes advantage of it, whether it's attacking the glass for a shot or if he's got an open teammate running the lane. He just sees the floor so well.
The foul is on Mark Reed, his second of the game.
And he's always played well here at Lakewood
has.
Gym.
Bova at the free throw line, a 71% free throw shooter, and he has 6.
So that's 21-0.
21 run. Bova at the line. The last time, it's been quite some time since Midview got on the board as Bova hits his second 7 for him. 28-6, a 22-0 run.
And Flam will keep stepping on the gas until they call it off.
Midview facing full court pressure. Now a little bit of a breakdown. On the outside, they work it for the outside 3. Again, nothing going. Brown with the rebound. He'll come up with it off to Bova. Bova in the lane, scoops it in. 30-6, 24-0 run. Inside, Reed breaks the drought, or make that Hazard. He breaks the drought. Ends a 24-0 run. And the Eagles get it
that's
in.
a friendly bounce.
Bova on the move with 11.
Oh, man, what a move.
And now a turnover there as the ball gets thrown out of bounds. Wendell Henry, why are they checking in with us? Don't they know we're the broadcasters?
Yeah, I guess not.
All right, we got a 32-8 lead with 4:28 to go. Eagles really putting the pressure all over the place on this Midview Midi. The Midi team making one shot, and it took them almost a full quarter of time between the first and the second quarter.
Right. And it was all defensive pressure.
Boy, they had the backdoor alley-oop. Jair Knight had the steal, and it's going to go with Midview on the basketball.
That would have brought the house down.
Hey, 14!
Midview there, 2 slam dunks missed, but that was, if you can get the alley-oop on a zone defense. Long lead pass off to Hazard. Hazard trying to work in. Blocked by Michael. Oh, my God.
Both got teed up. Both got teed up for taunting.
So Bova will pick up the foul. What a block by Michael Bova. I never saw him jump that high.
You can't take the excitement away from the kid. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Aiden Gregory at the free throw line.
He may have made the defensive play of the year, and that official just took his joy away.
Aiden Gregory picking up his second free throw. He's 2 of 3 at the line. 32-9 our score. 32-10. Gregory with 3 points. Bova coming out of the game, and Wendell Henry checking in. Bova checks out with 11 points.
Yeah, I just have a problem with taking the joy out of it. If Midview blocked our guy and did that, I'd play on. Next play.
And a blocking foul on Zion Freer-Brown. That's his second. He is playing an extra. Now it seems like the referees are going to tighten up the calls.
Well, Flan will say something.
Zion picking up his second foul of the ball game. 32-10, 22-point lead. Now here comes Gregory trying to go in from the jumper. No good. Boy, he can't buy a basket.
Not even close.
And the Eagles turn the ball over, trying to get the fast break going. Hazard, who has 4 points. Corner shot, no good.
Good box out.
Good box out by Wendell Henry off to Zion Freer-Brown. Brown working it in the lane, off the side. Jair Knight, 3-ball, no good.
I thought he was going to take it to the hole there.
And this time Brown
Flan wants a
getting
timeout.
34-10. Eagles up by 24. Driving the lane as Hunzer kicking it back out to Aiden Gregory. Long three, Newton, in and out, rebounded by Jair Knight. Off to Henry. Back to Knight on the wing. Underneath, turnover. Got to make the passes a little bit crisper. Newton with it on the sideline, up top to Gregory. Nope, can't get it to go. He's having a frustrating night. Henry bringing it down the floor, driving the lane, off the window and in as he went coast to coast.
He cradled that so the defender couldn't knock it out of his hand and finished.
36-10, St. Ed's with the lead with 2:30 to go in the first half of action. Reynolds on Newton, where the Eagles are just all over and up in the face of the Midview Middies. And the ball gets turned over.
Yeah, I stopped keeping track of turnovers. I should have.
We've seen this team really ratchet it up in certain games, like the second St. Ignatius game,
right,
as well as Berea Mid-Park. They've turned it up
this
five more notches.
From the games I've seen, this is the most effective first half that I've seen this team play. And this is a competitive Midview team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Midview coming in at 17-7. Reynolds, ball knocked around. Perusic coming in, picking up the ball. Jump ball, St. Ed's basketball. So the Eagles will inbound it, baseline left of the basket. Adam Mendoza, Donnie O'Toole, 2:03 to go. St. Ed's up by a score of 36-10. Relentless defense by the Eagles. Perusic getting the outlet off to Solomon in between the circle. Now it looks like it's more of a matchup zone defense. I think they're going to a matchup zone.
I don't know what, well, yeah. Or is that a man?
Reynolds got the ball knocked away from him. I've been trying to figure it out if it's a man or a matchup.
It looks to be man.
Well, they saw that the zone wasn't working. Yeah, they're in a man-to-man defense right now. Solomon with a basketball. Getting it inside. Lavelle with 4 points.
Make a move, Danny.
Kicking it back out with 1:40. That's kind of more of a matchup zone. So the Eagles have to change up the offense a little bit. They get it into Zion Freer-Brown with 9 points in the first half. 38-10. 1:20 to go in the first half. Double team in the corner. And a foul on the sideline.
Mark it down, he got him.
The foul is on Dayon Solomon, his first. That is the 16th foul as Brock Danahay coming into the ball game along with Cam Grant. What if I said sit down, you can't go in?
You got to go back to the bench.
All right, Midview's going to stock it with a straight line inbound at the top of the arc. Getting it into Gooch. Back out on top, working it over to Newton. Danahay on him. Hazard underneath Line drive shot is good for Michael Hazard. He has 6. Only the 6 points scored in the second quarter for Midview.
We're under a minute.
They've scored 6 in the first, 6 in the second quarter. Danahay with the ball off to Danny Lavelle.
Good
Back to
pass.
the big man,
Oh,
Cam
no,
Grant.
come down with it, Grant.
Grant having it, trying to force his way in, still getting the loose ball. Reynolds fakes the 3. He'll step back. He'll shoot. He'll hit.
That's his second tonight. He's hot.
6 for him. 41-12. St. Ed's with the lead. 25 seconds as Miles Reynolds comes in and hits on a big shot. Ball loose, picked up by Danahay. Donahue getting it into Grant. Back out, Reynolds, 3-pointer. No, that's going to be way short. Lavelle rebound at the free throw line. He'll back it off. 8 seconds to go. Clock is down to 4. Reynolds throwing it out. Danahay, no. So 1/2 of basketball is in the books.
What a half.
Eagles outscoring Midview 26-6 in the second quarter of play. Donnie, why don't you do me a quick favor?
Yeah.
Why don't you go see if we can get a guest for halftime? Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of action for Midview. Michael Hazard with 6 points, Ryan Runsner with 3, Aiden Gregory with 3. That's 12 points there. Now for the Eagles, Wendell Henry with 2, Dayon Solomon with 2, Cam Grant with 5, Danny Lavelle with 4, Jair Knight with 2, Miles Reynolds with 6, Zion Freer-Brown with 9, and Michael Bova with 11. And joining us here at the half, down at midcourt, is Casey McKenna, president, new
Presidente.
Not yet. Well, incoming
Incumbent.
President-elect.
I guess.
President-elect?
Yeah.
Well, principal.
That's right, yeah.
Principal at St. Ed's, but come this summer, will be
Well deserved.
Well-deserved.
you.
Will be the new president at St. Ed's. From both of us and everybody else in the St. Ed's community, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, go ahead. I was just
go
going to say,
ahead.
one of the things that usually when there's a transition, it's you're replacing something to fix something. And you have a great situation that you helped build for years and years. When they told you, kind of talk us through what it was like when you found out that you got it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's a lot of responsibility. Jim Kubaki has done a phenomenal job. St. Ed's has been in a great place over the last 12 years. And I know that it's a huge responsibility to keep us moving in the right direction. But Jim and I work together phenomenally. We have a great relationship. He's been my most important mentor. And I'm excited to keep the momentum that we have going moving forward.
I'm at a loss for words because, Casey, I've known you now being involved with St. Ed's for 15 years.
At least, yeah.
And you have really grown at St. Ed's, not only as a student, but in the administrative side.
Yeah, I mean, half of my life now has been spent at St. Ed's.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, and almost 16 years professionally. But, I've always said I want to help the school wherever the school most needs help. And so they keep moving me around a little bit, but.
Yeah, so now it's not become just the athletic factory it was back in the 80s, and sports was now you got the IB program.
Yeah.
The facilities are great. You got more students down there.
The St. Andres program.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. What's your vision? What's going to be your vision?
Well, we've done a phenomenal job building this great foundation over the last decade or so. The important thing to me, and I think an important next step that we need to take, is how do we ensure that kids have access moving forward, and affordability is going to be a huge piece of what I look forward to. I grew up with pretty modest means,
Sure.
and I want St. Ed's to still be available to young men like myself. And fortunately, we have an incredibly supportive community, and we've done a lot. We've taken a lot of great strides, but that access is going to be important, and then providing continued opportunities for every type of kid. So, not only do we want St. Ed's to be the best high school in the country, we want it to be the best school for all 900 kids who we serve.
Absolutely.
It's really important that it is, for each of those 900 kids, the best possible place for them.
And what happens is then when you graduate, because I'm not an alumni, but I've never seen better alumni support. They come back.
Yeah.
And they want to help the kids who need some help and tutoring, mentoring, coaching, and all that other stuff. Coach Flan's tree of coaches that played for him is phenomenal. And that's just a staple of St. Ed's right now.
Yeah. And now for myself, for so many years being behind the scenes, but now as a parent, I get to see a lot of different sides of what's going on, and I'll have to say that it's great. I'm glad my son made the decision on his own to come to St. Ed's and the valuable lessons that he's learning.
We're glad he made the decision too, Adam. So our biggest focus right now is how do we provide for kids the best possible experience in school. The kid loves coming to school. He's going to thrive in a lot of different ways, and so we place a huge emphasis on how do you ensure that every kid every day is having a great experience at St. Ed's, and we've got an incredible faculty and staff who's bought into that and wants to provide that experience, and so we're kind of off and running now.
And what's funny is I drop Christopher off about 7:20, 7:30. You would be surprised how many kids are there an hour before
working
school
out,
starts.
doing their thing.
Even just in the commons, they're there, and that's that love. And then even after school, they're still there. So that's that love of being at the school. It's like, oh, day's over, I'm going home.
Right, to sit on a couch or to play with your friends outside or getting, riff-raff stuff or whatever. Now they're staying back at the school, they're working out, or they're getting help with school, tutoring, whatever, because that's available to them. Yeah. Huge for those young men.
So as you look on to your last half of the school year, how is the school year going? A lot of changes, especially with COVID and stuff.
Yeah, we're excited to, day by day, step by step, we kind of get back to normal. And we've probably had the most normal high school experience of most schools in the state of Ohio. But COVID has presented challenges, but our kids have persevered through that. The faculty and staff has persevered through that, and every day feels a little bit more normal. And the last time I was in this gym, we were playing that district championship game. People were all on top of each other. You couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
and
roads.
Sure enough, roads. And that week is when everything shut down after that week.
You're exactly right.
It's great to be back here. It's great to have fans, and the team has done a phenomenal job. Eric's done a great job this season, and so to have fans here to be able to cheer us on as we try to make a run to the Final Four is great.
Well, Casey McKenna joining us here at the half. We want to thank you for joining us, and congratulations.
Yes.
You'll start the new job July 1st. July 1st.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll blow up the balloons for you for your
thanks,
office.
Guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Casey McKenna, the principal over at St. Ed's, who will be the new president at St. Ed's, as the Eagles now coming out onto the floor. We want to thank Casey McKenna for joining us here at the half. Just a reminder that today's game is brought to you by Dan Andrews, class of '86 and Olympic Forest Products, an industry leader in pallet management. Olympic Forest, an industry leader in providing pallets and packaging and pallet management services that are cost-effective, reliable, and sustainable with local roots and national coverage. Olympic Forest serves single and multi-plant operations in diverse industries. You can count on Olympic. It is halftime here as St. Ed's leading it over Midview. They lead it 41-12. Well, Donnie, as we get set for this second half, your thoughts
Well, just
for the
real
second
quick,
half.
how about Casey McKenna? I mean, again, I'm not an alumni or anything like that, but I've known him the whole time I've been down here. He's always around. He's always talking with kids, working with them. Couldn't have happened for a nicer guy, and wish him nothing but the best.
I completely agree with you there.
The second half, can't have a letdown. Can't let them creep back in. If I'm Midview, we're down. They're down what? Essentially 30, 29.
Yeah.
Okay, they got to cut it. They got to get it under 20 to have. I mean, so that's what they're thinking. So, I don't think they can change anything really what they're doing. They got to go with what they've been successful with. We got to turn it up defensively, not let them go on a run. We got to stay hot shooting, but most importantly, not give them any second looks. Beginning of the first quarter, they were out rebounding us until we made some adjustments and started hitting some bodies. So we cannot let their bigs penetrate and get in.
So the Eagles will be going from left to right as we look at it here.
By the way, congratulations real quick to Olivia Nagy, OAC Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, another outstanding season for her, and just keeps paving the way.
Aiden Gregory starting off with his first 2 points of the game, 41-14. Midview scoring only 6 points in the first quarter, 6 points in the second quarter.
It looks like they're man. They're not sitting in that zone.
Grant against Gregory in the paint, turning, faking, up, under, no good. Rebound, Zion Freer-Brown. Cam Grant steals it, getting it back tonight. Off to Solomon, his three, good.
Boom.
Dayon Solomon with 5. 44-14, 30-point lead for the Eagles. The pressure continuing to be put on. Underneath, they work it, getting it over to Runzer on the wing. Back out on top to Newton. Z going against Aiden Gregory. His shot doesn't go. Offensive rebound, foul on St. Ed's.
Hey, we're competing. You could see it a little bit in their Midview's eyes a little bit. You know, they're getting frustrated. They're getting tired. We got to keep competing, keep battling.
Trying to get it in. They finally do as they get it to Bryce Newton. Back to Gregory. Mismatch on the height, but the toughness. Driving, throwing it up and in is Ryan Runzer, his 5th point of the game. 44-16. 3-ball doesn't go. Rebounded by Jair Knight. Had it, lost it. St. Ed's will remain with the possession.
Active hands are good for offensive rebounds.
Grant off the window too hard. Brown tried to tap it up. Doesn't go. 44-16. Gregory driving. Lost the handle of it.
Gregory with only 5 points, well below his average, so we're doing a good job. Z's face guarding him.
Gregory averages 22 points a game. Steal by Dayon Solomon. Off to Reynolds, off to the races. Gets the layup and in. Reynolds with 8. 46-16. Eagles up by 30, another turnover. Reynolds looking for Knight.
Oh.
Double dribble on the basketball. Here comes Midview. Hazard off into the corner. 3-ball missed. Grant rebound. Off to Brown. Z up the floor. Fills the lanes. And he gets the layup. 11 points for Z.
48-16. We got to continue our good defensive pressure here. Three-pointer, no good, air ball.
Here comes Cam Grant down the floor, off to Solomon. Solomon got it blocked, but a foul will be called on Gregory.
You know, I made that point about Olivia Nagy and how, you know, OAC Player of the Year and what a huge honor that is. And being here at being here in Lakewood Gym, I'm used to seeing Grandma Flan, and I haven't seen her and I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Grandma Flan, but I know she's listening and watching tonight, so we want to let her know that we love her and we're thinking about her, and hope she can get to a game here soon. And we look forward to seeing you. Look forward to seeing you, Judy. Come see me.
St. Ed's with a 48-16 lead. At the line will be Dayon Solomon. Missing it is Dayon. 0 for 1. He's a 69% free throw shooter. Eagles averaging 71 points a game. Midview averaging 63. They're held to 16. Backdoor cut. Missing the shot is Gregory. Here comes Knight. Knight with it on the right of the lane. Backs it off. Drives the lane. Kicking it off to Reynolds on the left wing. Now Lavelle has it baseline. Lavelle trying to work it in. Lavelle in the paint. Going strong. No. Henry. Rebound. Yes. Henry with 4. 48-16.
We haven't seen Bova.
Give him a little bit. He's been getting banged around.
Yeah, he is
stuff.
getting banged around.
Double team in the backcourt. Almost a steal. Hazard getting it on the right side, and Hazard picks up his 8th point. 48-18. Midview students saying, let's play football, and St. Ed's would be like, yeah, sure. There's a steal. Hazard on the right side, slowing it up a bit. Tried to get Dayon Solomon to bite for the...
He's got to sell it a little better.
But Hazard comes up with the basket. Basket with Hazard with 10. Reynolds out to Solomon. His 3 is good.
Man, he's heating up too.
Solomon with 8. 51-18 St. Ed's. On the outside, 3 ball is hit. Mitchell Gooch with his first 3. He averages 4 a game. 51-23. Reynolds driving. Got hammered on the drive by Ryan Runzer, picking up his first foul of the game. The officials trying to work traffic, and everybody was trying to, like, hold on. It was like a rush to the food line.
The trough.
The dinner bell was ringing. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. 53-23, 30-point lead. Eagles on the inbound. Brock Dennehy from 3. 54-23, Eagles getting the turnover. Perusic in the Henry. Brock Dennehy has 6.
En fuego.
57-23. You like when I do that,
I
don't
love
you?
it. I'm just looking down to see what adjustments are being made. That's all.
Eagles are up 59-23. Dennehy walking down the floor with a big smile as he hit 2 straight 3-pointers. He has 6 in the game. The Eagles as a team at about 35% from 3-point range. Dennehy,
We're running
50%.
clock.
That's, oh my gosh, yeah. We are in a running clock, over a 30-point lead. Inside, they get the ball out to Hazard. Hazard trying to work it in. Eagle defense still relentless out there. 1:45 to go. Checking in is Brevin Coleman. Jair Knight checking out of the ball game. Only 2 points, but he's made a difference on the floor otherwise.
Absolutely. They got a camera over there with a light on. They're going to have to.
Oh, trying to get that into Danahay as he falls for the floor. Here comes Coleman off to Wendell Henry in the low block, out. Back to Lavelle. Missing the three, follows up the rebound. Wendell Henry, way off the mark. Down to Hazard. Perusa coming in, getting a hand on the basketball. When you look at this five that's out on the floor, Brevin Coleman hasn't gotten a whole lot of time this year, but Perusic and Donahue, those guys really go after the basketball.
Absolutely.
59-23, St. Ed's. Outside jumper missed by Aiden Gregory. 5 points for him. Henry in the lane, floating it up. No, rebound. Picked up by Coach Jim Flannery. You got to be impressed with the intensity that these Eagles came in. That losing 3 of 4 games and then Coach Flannery getting really in these guys' keisters, you can see a difference in this team.
Absolutely.
Because they know it's all or nothing. And the basket's going to count for Hazard and an and one as he picks up 12 points. 59-25. At the free throw line is Michael Hazard, as that was at the end of the quarter. And he missed that one.
What happened?
There was a foul at the end of regulation. It was just an and one, and Michael Hazard missed that. So at the end of 3 quarters, we are at St. Ed's 59, Midview 25. They scored 13 points in that third quarter, 12 in the first half. Just to let you know that tonight's game is being brought to you by the St. Ed's Alumni Association, acting as a liaison between alumni and the school while fostering moral, spiritual, and financial support for the continued growth of St. Edward High School. Together, we are St. Ed's. Also, the Alumni Association, proud sponsors of all the broadcasts, part of the sponsorship for these broadcasts on the Eagles Sports Network. Adam Mendoza along with Donnie O'Toole courtside here at Lakewood High School. So glad to have you along here on the Eagles Sports Network. As we get set for the So St. Ed's will get the basketball to start the fourth quarter of play. Hey, we may make it home for dinner.
I'll have to call my wife and ask her if she made dinner tonight. Or
nice pass.
Or I might be home in time to make her dinner.
Oh, you're a great hubby.
Yeah.
Long three, and that one is hit by Bryce Newton, his first 3 of the game. He averages 5.9 points a game, 59-28 St. Ed's. Lavelle off to Coleman on the wing. Midview started this game working in a 2-3 zone defense, and the Eagles were able to pick that apart.
Yep.
But the defense of the Eagles really
Huge.
relentless all night long.
Deflections, turnovers, pressure. They ran into Midview ran into a buzzsaw tonight, no question.
And they really had a cold, really almost 8 to 9 minute stretch in that first half.
And that's a result of our defense not letting them get comfortable.
Danny Lavelle will get called with the push as Flannery getting ready to check into the ball game. Brian Flannery checks in, averaging 3.7 points a game.
Love that kid.
Brock Donahue coming out with 6 points, 2 3-pointers in the game. Now Aiden Gregory, the Lorain County player of the game. Midview, a member of the Southwest Conference. Gregory spinning his way, kicking it out into the corner for Newton. In and out on his 3 miss. Perusic getting it on the left sideline. Off to Henry on the wing, up top. Ball knocked out of bounds, good hands there by Aiden Gregory. St. Ed's averaging 71. They give up 56. That's a plus 15. And we're at a running clock here in the second half.
I don't like the running clock, to be honest with you. But
Reed with the basketball into the corner to Plaus. Up top to Hazard. His shot is rims out. All thought that thing was going to go in.
It's unfortunate that's been like that for them all night.
Gregory with a basketball topside. Trying to back his way in. Nice little dish underneath to Hazard. Off to Plaus. Back up top as they work it to Mark Reed. Reed trying to work left side. Got cut off by Wendell Henry. Now the shot. Coleman comes up with the rebound. He'll push it up the floor with 5:15 to go. Danny Lavelle's 3 doesn't go. Eagles have not scored a point in this quarter yet. And Bryce Newton comes up with his 5th point. 59-30. Flannery in the ball game for the Eagles. Working it up top to Wendell Henry. I called him Will earlier. Back over to Lavelle. Lavelle getting it to Perusic. Man-to-man defense. Well, we saw Midview try to get that zone defense working, but the Eagles really played well against it.
They did an exceptional job. Coach Flann and his staff did a great job of preparing them.
Lavelle inside the low block. Working it up top. In the paint. Out to Henry. Fakes the 3.
He was tasting it.
They're going to run it again. Run the offense. Perusic trying to work it in the lane on the left-hand layup. Averages 1.6 points a game, his first 2, and the Eagles get on the board as Grady Lenz-Pfeiffer checks into the ball game.
Grady's going to play like they're down 20.
Ball blocked on the shot there by Gregory. Back up top over to Mark Reed. Reed in the paint, spins out over to Plaus, kicking it back out. Boy, the Eagles defense just shutting down anything on the inside, forcing Midview to go out, and Perusic comes up with the rebound. Flannery with the ball, getting it to Wendell Henry, and he got fouled going in. The foul is on Mark Reed as Trey Jackson's going to get ready to go into the ball game. Eagles bringing in 3 fresh legs. That'll be it's below 30, so the lead is at 29.
No,
So-
the lead's 31, but it went below 30.
Oh,
That's
so-
why it doesn't. Now it's got to get back over 35.
So coming into the game will be Hargett, Lenz-Pfeiffer, and Trey Jackson. Danny Lavelle checks out of the ball game. And Lavelle, again, only 4 points, but he did a lot of things out on the floor.
Used his body great. He played really well tonight.
Grady Lenz-Pfeiffer getting ready to go in for the shooter, but the rebound and another foul. At the line will be Trey Jackson.
It's 20.
20 or 24. So the foul is on Aiden Gregory, his second. Who is Grady going in for? As
His second free throw. He's going in for
Wendell Henry checks out with 4 points again, doing things that he can do. And Trey Jackson hitting his second free throw.
So who's the game tomorrow night?
Medina and Amherst. Gregory with the basketball, stops, chops. Oh, he can't buy a basket tonight. The Lorain County Player of the Year just can't buy a basket as we are down to 3 minutes to go. Flannery with the basketball. Flannery trying to work it to the left side. They do over to Perusic. Man-to-man defense by Midview. Eagles have led from the get-go. Donnie, you're supposed to stop it from hitting the equipment.
Last time I did that, everything went flying at Cleveland State. They could have jumped on top of me. I wasn't moving. I would have pushed you out of the way and taken the hit.
Perusic with a basketball, right of the wing, in the lane. Over to Hargett to Flannery. Flannery tried to go underneath on the layup. Now I know how Mr. Michael of the Cavaliers feels when he's out on the floor and he's dodging the officials and the coaches trying to see everything. Clock is down to 2:30. 63 to 30, 33-point lead, running clock again. And a steal and a turnover. Gooch doesn't get it. Trey Jackson with the rebound. Aiden Gregory with the block, goes out of bounds. Drew Franco and David Moore checking in. Aiden Gregory checks out. Aiden Gregory.
Quite a career for that young man.
The 6'4" senior, the Lorain County Player of the Year, getting a hug from his coaches on the sideline, and he just had a tough night for the Lorain County Player of the Year, and he is all that, but really just wasn't able to do a whole lot. Couldn't hit the shots. Perusic comes up with a block. Hargett comes up with the loose ball. Now we're down to 1:50 to go. Pfeiffer with a basketball, driving left of the lane. Off to Perusic. Hargett, three. Missing it. Grady fighting for the rebound, loose and picked up by Runzer. Down the floor, over to DeFranco, lost the handle. Down to a minute 27.
I wonder if that's Coach DeFranco's son. Wasn't there a coach did their coach pass away?
I think so, but I'm not sure. So, Flannery goes to the line after missing on the layup, but he got fouled. The foul is on number 2, Runzer. That's his third foul. At the line is Flannery.
He's got to make one of these. Grandma Flan's listening.
He's 0 for 1 on the year.
Yeah, Grandma Flan's listening. He's got to hit this one for Grandma Flan.
Brian at the line, and he's now 50% at the line.
Judy, you brought him luck.
1 of 1 for him in the game, 64-30 with 1:18. Midview trying to work the ball, but relentless pressure by the Eagles. And that three doesn't go. Reverse layup doesn't go. Hargett with the rebound, off to Flannery. Hargett driving the lane, and he gets it. Hargett with 2, 66-30, 36-point lead. And a big three is hit by number 23, and I don't have him on my roster.
I don't have him on the roster either.
Oh, yep, that is Chris Calloway.
We're in red here, so we'll dribble it out. Great win by the Eagles tonight.
Down by Eagles led from the get-go. The Eagles were down at one point, 3-2.
3-2, right.
As we are down to 10 seconds in the game. Eagles winning this one in convincing fashion. They'll play the winner of Amherst and Medina tomorrow. And the Eagles come up with a 66-33 win over Midview. As St. Ed's, the defense doing a great job this evening, and the offense really did the job of what they had to do against the zone defense.
They really did, Adam. They got after it. Their game plan was well executed. It all came down to execution, and that defense was the catalyst for them.
Midview season comes to an end at 17-8. The Eagles go to 17-5, and Coach Flannery now is at win 499.
Wow.
So let's take a look at the numbers for the Midview Middies. Callaway with 3, Gooch with 3, Gregory with 5, Newton with 5, Runzer with 5, Michael Hazard with 12. For St. Ed's, Trey Jackson with 2, Wendell Henry with 4, Zion Freer-Brown with 11, Perusic 2, Hargett 2, Donahue with 2 threes, 6 points, Flannery with a point at the free throw line, Solomon with 8, Cam Grant with 5, Lavelle with 4, Knight with 2, Reynolds with 8, Bova with 11.
And didn't play the second half.
Right. So the Eagles led it 15-6 after 1, 41-12 at the end of the half, 59-25 at the end of 3, 66-33 the final score as the Eagles go to 17-5. Now the Eagles are 25-0 in semifinal action in the district.
Well, good.
This was only the third meeting between the two teams.
Right.
And St. Ed's is now 3-0 against Midview in the playoffs, and they'll play the winner of Medina and Amherst on Saturday.
Yeah.
So the Eagles win this one. Final thoughts, Donnie?
No, just check it off. I mean, round 1 goes to us. So now we wait, and we come back Saturday and we get ready to go.
Saturday, 6 o'clock here at Lakewood. We'll have that game. Coming up Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, St. Ed's versus St. Ignatius in regional final action.
What time Saturday?
That for us?
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
So that'll wrap things up here from Lakewood High School as St. Ed's wins it 66-33 to advance to the district championship. For my partner, Donnie O'Toole, Christopher Mendoza running the camera, I'm Adam Mendoza saying Eagles win. They advance to the district finals. We'll see you on Saturday evening on the Eagles Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.